You've been wanting to see it, I've been wanting to film it, so here we are today. We're doing the top 5 introductory whiskeys on a budget. So starting on our list, we're going with bourbon. And as you can see, we've got Henry McKenna, just classic bourbon. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon. It is 40% ABV. On the nose, it's got this nice sweet cherry and vanilla kind of thing going on. On the palate, it's sweet, it's cherry, it's vanilla. It's got that nice little spice note to it. Not really punchy, very friendly, very approachable, great for the beginner. And the best part is you can find it for $20 or less at almost any store in America. All right, now that you've got your bourbon, you're going to need a second whiskey, something different. So what are we going to do? We're going to go with a rye. We've got Old Overholt Rye. It's a nice 43%, 86 proof, good classic rye distilled in Kentucky. On the nose, it's sweet and herbal and a little floral. It's got this nice, sweet, velvety taste to it. A little bit of herbal. You get this little eucalyptus kind of vibe, and that nice little punch of spice and cinnamon that you get from a good classic rye. Now, this particular bottle you can find almost anywhere in America. It runs $20 or less, and for that kind of money, you can't afford not to put it on your shelf. All right, moving along in your whiskey adventure, you're going to want something else, something different, something new, something a little unique. So what are we going to do? We're going to go up north to Canada, and what we have is Canadian Club Reserve. It is a 9-year-old Canadian whiskey. It is 40% ABV, 80 proof. Nice, classic, good example of a Canadian. Sweet, a little floral, and just this barest hint of alcohol note. Vanilla and spice, and this little hint of fruit. Very enjoyable, very mild, very well balanced, easy and approachable. Exactly what you want for a beginner, or if you're just trying to get a good sense of what a Canadian whiskey tastes like. This is a great option. Once again, it runs at like $20 to $30, very affordable, easy to find in a lot of places, and a great example of what you should have on your shelf if you're building your whiskey collection. All right, so here we are. We've got our bourbon, we've got our rye, we've got our Canadian. So what do we need next? We've got to round this out somehow. So let's take a trip to Ireland. Now, Ireland has a few different varieties. There's lots of options out there, but there are a few out there that I find that are more enjoyable for the price than the Sexton. Now, this is an Irish single malt. It rings in at 40% ABV or 80 proof. Very classic Irish, very widely available. So this one, you get malt, you get this apple, you get this classic, you get all the classic Irish notes that you want, like so shortbread. Velvety and sweet. That apple comes through. There's this like almost hint of caramel and this honey vibe. So much going on in this glass. I would put this up against almost any Irish on the market, and you can have it for around 30 bucks. So for that price, you really can't go wrong. All right, so here we are. We've got the makings of a great whiskey selection that we could share with our friends, or that we could nose and enjoy and get notes on, that we can explore and enjoy for months, really, if we wanted to. But what are we missing? Well, we're missing a Scotch. And come on, you got to have a Scotch. So what we have today is Speyburn 10 single malt Scotch. Now, this is a Speyside variety from Scotland. It is aged 10 years. It is 40% ABV or 80 proof. Now, single malt means that it is 100% malted barley. And you get that malt first thing right up front. And then you get this beautiful creamy toffee caramel with a little bit of fruit in there. Oh, that's beautiful. So there's this beautiful floral and honey and fruit sweetness. The malt comes through, very enjoyable. Once again, this can be had for around 30 to 40 bucks. So if you're looking for a good entry level scotch and you want to try a single malt, man, you can't go wrong with something like Speyburn 10. All right, guys, so it's that easy. Now we have our list. We have 5 whiskeys that we can enjoy from different regions in different styles that we can explore, enjoy, share, whatever we want to do. And we're only in for around 100 to 120 bucks. Now think about that. That means that like if you can only afford to buy like one bottle a paycheck, in 2 months you could have all these whiskeys ready to go and be exploring and enjoying different varieties of whiskey and making your notes. So thanks again for joining me. I hope this has given you a little insight into how easy it can be to get into whiskey. All you really need to do is set aside 20 bucks, go find you a nice, affordable, easy drinking bottle, and get on into it. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or experienced or a pro. These are all options that will help you expand your palate and develop your skills. So as always, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Click like, click subscribe, ring that bell so you can get the updates on what's coming out soon. Did you get something different? Do you have a different list? Share it in the comments down below and let me know so I can check those out for myself. I always love seeing others people's lists and I'm adjusting them as I go. But once again, if you're just looking to build your collection or get started, man, you can't go wrong with any of these. So thanks again for joining me here at Whiskey 411. Here's to good friends, good times, and good whiskeys. Cheers.